Okay, so boom, you want to start a podcast. The very first thing you need to do is go to anchor.fm and download the Anchor app. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free 99. You can record from a computer or you can record directly from your phone, and it sounds amazing recording from your phone. Anchor is equipped with creation tools that allow you to edit your audio and even add sound effects. They will distribute your podcast on many platforms such as like Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Best of all, you can monetize. Just as I'm recording this here sponsorship, you can do the exact same thing. And you can get a couple of coins every time someone listens to your podcast. So how cool is that? So go to anchor.fm or go to your favorite app store, download the Anchor app, and get started today. I can't wait to hear your podcast.
She do what she wanna do. She do what she wanna do. Ooh. She do what she wanna do.
She do what she wanna do. Lower to the grave, tell you like it is to your face. She don't play. Aries chick down for it all. Know that she a boss. No competition, no loss. From the Midwest to the A, Autumn got you tuning in, no delay. Ooh, get you right every time. Keep you laughing on a dime. Tell you truth, no lies. So you can live your best life. Cover all topics, no limits. Got some for your mama and your children, no holding back. No gimmicks, coming on strong, get straight to business. Oh yeah.
Do what she wanna do.
Live life, live life.
She do what she wanna do.
Live life, live life, live
Do what
life.
she wanna do.
Live life, live life,
She
live
do
life.
what she wanna do.
Live life, live life, live life. Live life, live life.
All right, real quick, y'all. A couple of weeks ago, I realized that my self-savings account was going to be paid off and matured right around the time that I go to Smoke-Free Weekend this April 16th through the 20th. And I was like, this is lit. So you guys may have heard of Self. It used to be called Self Lender, but now they just call themselves Self. And for a monthly fee, it starts out around $25 a month. You can choose a preset amount that you would like to save, and you can choose how long it takes for you to pay this amount off. And the whole time you are paying into it, it's also building your credit. When I tell you guys, I've been getting these alerts like, oh, you have a change to your credit. Oh, you have a change to your credit. And it's not anything bad. It's like my credit score is really going up. And then on top of that, I'm about to have some money to throw in the casino. Listen, I need for you guys to go ahead and check Self out. The link is in the show notes. And if you have any questions, just hit me up. All right, then. Peace. Hey, it's your girl Autumn, and I welcome you back to the Lit Life Podcast, where I encourage you to live your life autonomously. I am back with a very random episode. So I am actually really tired right now. Like, I'm beyond tired, and I don't even know why I'm still awake. But I've sat here because y'all know I am like a master procrastinator. But I've been sitting here for the last couple of hours saying that I was going to record, because if you guys saw the video of Paco and myself about the Boosie chips, you guys know that I got some new equipment. So I'm still kind of trying to test out the new equipment, seeing how good the like noise reduction is, and you know, like how these microphones work and how they sound, and the actual audio mixer that I have. Just like, I don't know, you know how you get something new and you kind of just want to play with it. So that's what it is now. I don't know why I waited so late this evening to do this. Like, when I say I've literally been sitting here doing absolutely nothing, I've been doing nothing. So anyway, so yeah, random episode. It might be kind of short. I don't even think. I think this is another week that I don't have a shut the fuck up award. So I'll skip past that. But today I want to give you. I think I just want to tell a story. I think I told you guys before that I used to have this blog called the Hobo Chronicles. And the Hobo Chronicles was basically based on dating stories between like me and a couple of my best friends, and just random stories that we may have heard, from friends, family, or whatever. And when I say Hobo Chronicles, I mean like the hobosexuals, like the guys or girls who are literally dating to gain like stability. You know what I'm saying? Like to gain a place to live or something like that. So kind of lighthearted stories, like looking back on them, I just laugh at every single one, like because there's been so many. But this one in particular, and again, I'm probably going to keep this really short. I just, again, like I said, I'm just testing out my equipment, but I was talking to somebody a few weeks ago because I wanted to talk about being catfished. And I know that you don't really hear too much anymore about being catfish because there seems to be so many different ways to make sure that you're not catfished, right? Even though people still get around it and they're still able to kind of manipulate your mind or hit you at a certain angle so that you don't see certain things, even when you're be it a picture or be it a live video, FaceTime or Skype or whatever. They know how to do those things. So I want to talk about this guy. I'm gonna just name him because I think I might have forgot his name for real, which is pretty bad. But let's call him Jason. All right, we'll call him Jason. So met him on Chld, which is where like the hobos lived. Like they just lived there. And this was a long time ago. Probably what year? This 2020? This was probably I don't know, 2008, something like that. So it's a long time ago. Met him on there, and Chld was, I think I told you guys before, Chld was kind of like MySpace back then. It was like a newer version of MySpace, I guess you could say. And you have your page and all of your pictures, and I think that you used to be able to put music on there too or whatever. But Chld was more of, I believe, a dating site than just like a social network, right? So anyways, I'm almost positive that that's where I met him. So we're talking on the phone. I don't think at that point I don't know. Did we have picture phones then? I don't know. Cause I think I might've been getting pictures from him via email. Like, I don't think we were texting pictures back then. Either way, handsome guy. Like, handsome. Like, he was over 6 feet tall and kind of fair skin. I guess he was light skinned, I guess you could say. Yeah, because he had freckles. He lived in Detroit, which was where most of the guys that I would chat with lived in Detroit, because it was like 45 minutes away from me. He worked construction, which was what most of the guys in Detroit did, either construction or they worked for Ford. So he worked construction, and he really wanted to take me out. And I traveled to Detroit frequently for numerous amount of reasons. So I told him I would be up there, I would be in the area, and we could, hang out, go out or whatever. So I'm on my, I'm trying to think, how did it happen? Some sort of way, one way or another, I ended up going to his house. We didn't meet. We were supposed to meet somewhere else, and I can't remember. Like, somebody had his car at that moment. This is what he's telling me. Somebody had his car, and he was like, just stop through over here, and we can go. We can still go do whatever if you want to drive, or if we want to just wait till my car gets here or whatever, what have you. So I'm like hesitant about it. But of course I do the stupid thing and go over there as if like I couldn't have gone over there and got kidnapped and buried in his backyard. But anyway, roll up over there, go in the house, and I'm like, is this your mother's house? Like, what's, like, I can't remember. I'm almost positive that he spoke to me like he lived alone. So, like, first and foremost, I don't have a problem with people who live with their parents or who parents live with them. I understand that certain things, I understand that things happen. And you may be responsible for taking care of that parent, or you may be down on your luck or whatever. Like, I get all this stuff. So I never would have looked at him sideways, but I think that he actually told me that he had his own place. So I think that that's where that irritation came from. But I went in and I'm like, I think this is his mother's house. So anyways, we go upstairs. And like, it was like a 3-level house or something like that. And we go all the way up to the top, which was like kind of like a loft, right? Like an attic loft, whatever, however you want to call it. And that was like basically all his space. You could just tell when you're going through the house. Like, so that was his space up there. But whole time, okay, let me back up. Whole time, like, he came outside to when I got out of the car. He came to my car. I gave him a hug. Like, I looked at him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I looked at him like, okay, yeah, he is, didn't see anything that was like out of the ordinary or anything, right? So anyways, fast forward, we go up to the loft or whatever. We're sitting up there. I'm sitting in a chair. There's a chair, there's the bed, and there's a chair by the bed. So I'm sitting in the chair. And we just started like talking. He's sitting on the bed and turns on some music. I'm thinking to myself, like, we still sitting here, like, nigga, is we gonna go get something to eat? Like, I'm hungry. Like, what are we supposed to be doing? But anyways, we kind of got caught up just listening, getting ready, listening to music or whatever. And like, the light, like, he didn't have a bright light in there. Like, there was a light on, but it wasn't like super bright. And again, like, I'm sitting next to the bed. He's on the bed, but I'm looking, I'm like looking at him while I'm talking to him, but I'm not like,
I couldn't have been too far in his face, because after sitting there all that time, and the cousin or whoever it was that had a car never came back. And I was telling him, I was like, well, I'm like, if you want to go, like, if we can, go in my car and get something to eat, or I'm gonna just go because I got, I'm hungry, like, really. And he was just like, okay, I'm gonna stay because he is coming, I just gotta wait for him to come or whatever. But, he's like apologizing or whatever. But I'm finally like standing face to face with him. And I noticed that, like, he literally had like 4 teeth in his mouth. Like 4. And I'm thinking to myself, how? I've been sitting here for like 2 hours. Like, how did I not see this? Like, he hit it. Like, the way that he talked, it was, and I know when I finally saw it, he might have been like leaning in to kiss me or something, y'all. I don't know. I think I might have blacked out at that point. But, and I know that he could tell, like, when I finally could tell, like, when I finally peeped, I'm like, homie ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing, nothing. Like, literally, like 4.5 teeth in his face. I'm like, this, how, see, and this, I don't even know what to say. And this goes to show you that these angles and filters and all this good stuff, is kind of old news to somebody like me, because there were days, again, where you could take pictures. We didn't have the filters, we didn't have all that stuff, and nobody was quote unquote talking angles. But there were angles, like, he smiled, like every single picture he smiled, but he didn't show his teeth when he smiled, right? Like, it was just one of those type of smiles. And like, ever since I met him, I always, like, when I look through pictures, I always look through pictures to see if they're smiling, if they're showing their teeth. Because, not like, I'm not shaming anybody or anything like that. I'm just saying, how the hell did I sit there for 2 hours and still didn't realize that this man could only eat cream of wheat? Like, I'm mad at myself. Like, how did this happen? Like, how did this happen? Like, so anyways, I still talked to him a couple of times after that on the phone. I never went back to see him. And oddly enough, it was primarily because I still don't know why the hell I was all the way in Detroit just to sit at your house. And like, did you ever get your car back, or do you have a car? Like, first I thought I was coming to your house, but I ended up at your mother's house. And then we get there. No, let's rewind. First, I thought we were going to get something to eat. I was meeting you somewhere to get something to eat, and then you didn't have your car, so I had to come to your house, which was actually your mother's house, and you live upstairs in the attic. And then not sure if you actually really have a car or a cousin that had your car, because that person never came, and I was starving, and then you don't have any teeth. So like, the teeth part was really like the you know, the horse, the straw. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the other stuff happened first. Like, so like you just, it's a shame. It's a shame. And I have this thing about me where I don't like using too many filters. So I downloaded Snapchat way after everybody else downloaded Snapchat. And the only reason why I downloaded it was because they had a Minnie Mouse filter and I'm obsessed with Minnie Mouse. So, but they're fun. Like the filters on there are fun, just like any of the, you know, regular filters on your phone where you can, you know, change the whole look of the picture, go from full color to black and white to whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I use them every once in a while, but I try to stay away from them because I never want anyone to see me in person and say, oh, we've seen her on video or we've seen her on a picture and she doesn't look anything like in person. She doesn't look anything like that. Like sometimes I think about stuff like that. Like, do I you know, like I feel like I look like my picture, but do you feel like you look like I look like my picture? Like, is there anything that I'm like hiding? Like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like, I think about stuff like that because I know people who like, okay, if you work in any type of corporate setting and you guys use like Skype or Link or anything like that, and you guys know you can, they, you know, most companies, they ask you to upload a profile picture, right? Like a headshot or whatever. I have met colleagues who I've looked at these pictures, and when I looked at the picture and I met them in person, I didn't even know that was them. Like legit, you know, they're hey, how you doing? Da, da, da. And I'm talking to them, but I have no idea who the hell they are until somebody says their name, and I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Like either this picture is decades old or you really filtered it up. I just so I try to keep it like as simple as possible. Like I try, when I take pictures, I try to take them from all different angles. And when I'm on like any type of video, like if I'm video chatting with someone or if I'm recording a video or something like that, I try to be face on. Like I use my phone so that I'm like face on, because I just don't want there to ever be any surprises if I meet somebody. So I don't know. That's just me. I'm just kind of funny about that. I know that there are a lot of people that are not, and I know that there are a lot of people, which is fine. Like, you know, you don't have to be funny about it. But I also know that there's a lot of people out here that use these filters and take pictures at certain angles so that it's hiding something. So I guess this day and age you really still can be catfished. Like you really can be. So I don't know. I just wanted to tell that short story. Not sure if this is even gonna make it to the podcast, but I decided that again, I just wanted to try this equipment out, see how I sounded by myself. I actually too, I have like my heat is on, so like the heat kicks on and off. So I'm trying to see if I can hear that in the background, like if there's any noise back there. Because my other microphone, I know, like caught the sounds from all directions, but this particular microphone, I think you have to be right in front of it in order to pick up the sound. So I am trying all this stuff. I need to upload some like sound effects, and I actually played when you guys heard my intro and when you heard the self advertisement, I heard it as well right before I started recording. You know what I'm saying? Like I was able to just push the button and it played. And hopefully I got like the levels right in the beginning. So yeah, this little thing, I don't think I told you guys, it's the Rodecaster Pro. Shout out to the podcast brothers, Flaw and Fresco, who had this piece of equipment. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, it looks really easy to use. Like there's not a whole bunch of different buttons and switches on it, like any of these other audio mixers and stuff. And it's pretty pricey. It's pretty pricey.
All right, real quick, y'all.
Oh my
Weeks
God.
ago, I realized that
So PJ just pushed the button. PJ the cat just pushed the button. Sorry about that. Anyways, yeah, I saw Flaw, how he worked it. Like he literally explained to me how it worked in like 5 minutes or less. And I watched it in action. I was like, oh, I need that. Because I need something that's going to be as simple as possible for me to use. So I went on ahead and made the investment. So hopefully it sounds good, guys. I want to make sure that you guys give me some feedback and let me know how it sounded. Yeah. So, all right. I am going to sign off, but thank you for coming back to listen to the Lit Life podcast, and I hope that you will be listening soon. Peace.